ಈಗ ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಎ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. Process A account, that is very important. How to prepare process A account? First you have to make the columns. In debit side, you have to make columns like that. Particulars, input, cost per unit and total cost, and like that. And in credit side also, particulars, output, cost per unit and total cost. These are compulsory columns. These are all compulsory in debit side and credit side. And next you have to see here what the items you have to take debit side, what the items you have to take in credit side. First you have to take the debit side items. All the expenses you have to take the debit side. See here question. One second, you have to see the question. In expenses, material, labor and direct expenses and indirect expenses. Only four expenses are there, and you have to only see the process A account, not process B, not process C. Only you have to see the process A account. Just you have to write down in debit side material, labor, direct expenses and indirect expenses. Okay, now input. How much input are given? See here question. 200 inputs are given. 200 units are produced. That is the input of the this process A account. You have to take here input 200, 2000 inputs. And now cost per unit are not given. Cost per unit are not given, so you have to calculate the cost per unit. But they given total cost. Total cost how much? 10,000 are given. Total cost is 10,000. So 10,000 are given, but cost per unit not given. So you have to calculate like that. Cost per unit is equal to total cost divided by input. Total cost how much? Total cost is 10,000. Here given 10,000. Total cost is given 10,000. So you have to write like that. Calculate 10,000. Total cost input is given 2,000 is input. 10,000 divided by 2,000 is equal to 5. Cost per unit is 5. And like that labor cost is 6,000. 6,000 divided by 2,000. 6,000 divided by 2,000 means cost per unit 2,000. And in direct expenses 2,000. 2,000 divided by 2,000 means cost per unit 1. And lastly indirect expenses, that is very important. Indirect expenses, how much given? They given total indirect expenses. See here the indirect expenses for period were 5,600. 5,600 is a total expenses. Total expense of processor. Total expense of process. That distribution based on the wages. Already I explained wages. Wages means labor. See here indirect expenses. Indirect expenses are given. Indirect expenses formula is there. Indirect expenses total indirect expense divided by total ratio of labor. So first you have to calculate the ratio of the labor. Labor how much? 6,000, 6,000 and 2,000. See here question. 6,000 labor, 6,000, 6,000 and 2,000. That amount you have to take. So 6,000, 6,000 and 2,000 have to make like that ratio. How to calculate? 6,000 common zeros are cancellation. 30, 30, 30 are cancellation. 2 3 are 6, 2 3 are 6, 2 1 are 2. Ratio is 3:3:1. Like that you have to distribute it, that the 5600 process A account, process B account, process A account, process B account, process C account. So 5600 total ratio is 7 divided by 7 into 3. 2400 is process A, process B 2400, process C 800. First you have to process A account, that is a 2400. You have to calculate the cost per unit. 2400 divided by 2000 is equal to 1.2. So already you have to, all the expenses you have to taken. Lastly you have to make the total in debit side. How much total? 2000 here 10.2, and the total amount is 20,400. Same total you have to take the credit side. 2000, 10.20 and 20,400. You have to put the same amount in the credit side. Credit side items not there, so you have to directly you have to take the same amount to the credit side. 2000, 10.2, 20,400. That output, you have to transport to the process B account. Simple process, you have to output transport to process B account. This is completion of the your process A account. Next you have to go to the process B account. Simple like that you have to same columns like that. Particulars, input, cost per unit, total cost, particulars, output, cost per unit, and total cost. You have to what you transferred from process A to process B, that 2000, 10.2 and 20,400 is this credit side items. You have to take a process B account in debit side. 2000, 10.20 and 20,400, and later you have to take the all expenses, material, labor, direct expenses and indirect expenses, like that same 4,000, 6,000, 800 and 2,400. See the one second in question side. Question, what they given? Process B, material 4,000, labor 6,000, direct expenses 800, and indirect expenses already we have to calculate here 2,400. So see here 4,000, 6,000, 800 and 2,400. You have to calculate the same method for the cost per unit, like that 4,000 divided by 2,000 means 2, and 6,000 divided by 2,000 means 3, and 800 divided by 2,000 means 0.40, and 2,400 divided by 2,000 means 1.20, and lastly you have to make the total. Simple, you have to make the debit side total. This total you have to put in the credit side. After later you have to same amount you have to put in the credit side, that is a transfer to process C account. Transfer to process C account. And next you have to prepare what? Process C account. What the process C account? See here, process C account. Same like that you have to transfer to process C account. That amount you have to take in the debit side. See here, debit side, process B. Input is same, now never change in the input. Same input 2000, cost per unit is 16.80, and total cost is 33,600. And next you have to put the all the expenses. See here, material 4,000, labor 2,000, direct expenses 1,600, and indirect expenses 600. So fixed, this amount is fixed. You have to calculate the same cost per unit. You have to divide it by this 2,000 amount. So 0.80, 0.40. This amount is total. You have to total make same thing. Or input is 2,000, cost per unit you have to calculate the, and next total cost is 42,000. Put the same total in the credit side. This you have to put in the credit side same amount. And lastly you have to transport, that is very important. output Output transport to finished stock one, this is last process. That's why you have to transport to where finished stock, that is a very important. So then lastly we have to prepare what finished stock account, that credit side amount process C, what they given that you have to that is a finished stock account. 20,000, 2.10 and 42,000. Here you have to understand what the expenses process C means. Here 42,000 you have to make the expenses, 22,000 you have 42,000 you have to make the expenses. One unit, that expense is 21. And how much units are produced? 22,000 units are produced. Means ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೈತೆ ನೋಡಿರಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್, 2000 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಆ 2000 ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? 42,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಖರ್ಚಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ 21 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. 21 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ? ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು, ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಮೀ ಎನಿ ಟೈಮ್. Thank you.